I've realized that nothing truly valuable in life comes without taking risks. Absolutely nothing. Nelson Mandela once said that there's no passion in settling for a life that is less than what you're capable of achieving. In your journey through school, applying to college, choosing a major, and planning your future, you've probably been advised to have a backup plan. Make sure you have something to fall back on, they say. But I've never quite understood that idea. If I'm going to fall, I don't want to fall backward. I want to fall forward. At least that way, I can see what's in front of me. Without persistence, you'll never reach the finish line. So follow your passion, take risks, and don't be afraid of failure. There's an old IQ test with 9 dots where you have to connect them using 5 straight lines without lifting your pencil. The only way to solve it is by thinking beyond the box. Don't be afraid to think outside the box. Don't be afraid to fail big, dream big. But remember, dreams without goals are just dreams. Reggie Jackson struck out 2,600 times in his baseball career, the most in history. But no one remembers the failures. They remember the home runs. Thomas Edison failed 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. Every failure brought him closer to success. You've probably heard this before, but I want to emphasize why it matters. Failure is inevitable. You will fail at something. You will lose, embarrass yourself, and struggle at some point in life. That's a certainty. And while this may not be the usual message for a graduation speech, I say, embrace it. In acting, failure is constant. Early in my career, I auditioned for a Broadway musical. It was the perfect role, except for one thing: I couldn't sing. I didn't get the part, but I didn't quit. I didn't fall back. I moved forward. I kept auditioning, kept trying, and kept failing. I prayed, and I still failed. But that didn't matter because, as the saying goes, if you hang around the barbershop long enough, sooner or later, you'll get a haircut. Eventually, I caught a break. Years later, I performed in a Broadway play, Fences, in the same theater where I had failed that first audition 30 years earlier. The lesson? Every one of you has the talent to succeed, but do you have the courage to fail? If you never fail, you're not really trying. Think about this. Imagine you're on your deathbed, surrounded by ghosts of your unrealized potential, the ideas you never acted on, the talents you never used. They stand over you, angry, disappointed, saying, "We came to you because only you could have brought us to life. Now we must go to the grave with you." So I ask you today, how many ghosts will be around your bed when your time comes? I recently returned from South Africa, a beautiful country, but with many struggling communities in desperate need. And it's not just there. The Middle East needs help. Japan needs help. Alabama, Tennessee, Louisiana, Philadelphia, all need help. The world needs you. We need you. Young people, the future. Now, I don't speak for everyone here, but I know I'm getting older. We need you. You must step up and give your time, your talent, your energy, your prayers, or whatever gifts you have. And finally, one last thought about failure. Sometimes it's the best way to find your path. Life is never a straight line. I started college as a pre-med student. I took a course called cardiac morphogenesis. I couldn't pronounce it, let alone pass it. So I switched to pre-law, then journalism. I had no direction, and my grades dropped. I hit a 1.8 GPA. The university politely suggested I take some time off. I was 20 years old at my lowest point. Then on March 27, 1975, I was helping my mother at her beauty salon when an elderly woman, one of the town's respected figures, looked at me through the mirror. She kept staring at me. Finally, she removed the dryer from her head and said something I'll never forget. "Young man, I have a prophecy, a spiritual prophecy. You will travel the world and speak to millions of people." Years later, just as she predicted, I have spoken to millions, not in person, but through my films. They couldn't see me, the real me, but today I see you. Taking risks isn't just about chasing a job. It's about knowing what you know and being open to what you don't. The risks you take, the people you meet, the faith you hold, that will define you. Never be discouraged. Never hold back. Give everything you've got. And when you fall, remember this: fall forward.